Yeah, so this is pretty neat. I can actually falsetto almost on call right now. Well, at least oh yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. Almost on call because like I can't do falsetto right out of the bat. Like I have to work up to it. Yeah, I have to actually work up to it. But it's pretty cool because this is the most powerful it's ever been. I've heard myself be like I've been able to falsetto a couple like I don't know maybe 5 6 times. I don't try every day. I don't try every month, but at least the maybe the time before last because it was what 3 days ago, 4 days ago. I was able to dream walk and increase my VE quite considerably. Like I really noticed how much it grew when I like after a couple hours of talking, you realize, holy shit, I'm so much like it's so much easier to talk now. And that being said, or at least well, it's easier to. I mean, when you have so little VE as I do, like it isn't so much that it's easier to talk. It's more like, yeah, well, I should just simply leave it at that because realistically, it's easier to talk, and but like it's also like because I don't know. There's more to it. There's more to it, and I don't feel like being very thoughtful. Like I can't be thoughtful on the spot. I'd have to actually think about other reasons or other ways of expressing that thought. Like I'm recording right now, and I guess I could pause. Okay, let's pause. Okay, yeah. So you might hear the espresso machine, but okay. So I am louder. And so by that, so but with that fact comes along the fact that I don't have to try as hard. It's such a weird thing to say first, but that was the first thing that came to mind. Anyway, so yeah. Oh yeah. So I was gonna try. I was gonna try putting falsetto on record, at least the state that it's in right now. But and like I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. I can't just do falsetto. I have to work up to it. So like if I try it like out of the gate again, oh, I should probably make sure this thing doesn't overflow. Yeah, I have to work up to it. So let's see here. Yep, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I can't multitask at all, so it wouldn't have made sense to leave it recording without pausing while I was dealing with the espresso. Yeah. So that's on record now. Actual falsetto. I can actually I don't know how often I'll be able to falsetto from now, but I've definitely gone through like I'm not saying I haven't been able to falsetto at all since I lost my voice, but I'd say it has maybe the earliest. Okay, so it's been 13 years. It's been 13 years, and the first time, like it would have been cool to have had a voice recorder, and but the problem is like it had been so temperamental, so I have no idea how I would have been able to capture it on record in the past. I have no idea, and I certainly wasn't in the mood to record myself in my falsetto at the time either. So I don't know. Maybe it goes back. Maybe it goes back to. Yeah, it's a curious thing because I know back in 2024, And before I went crazy in 2025, I was singing to songs by One Way and like to Al Hudson. And at the time, I had only ever, like, I'd never listened to myself. I'd only ever had earphones in and listened to music and sang. So it didn't actually occur to me until way later that I was only actually accessing head voice and not even close to falsetto. So, and you can criticize that point, but I'm being 100% honest with you. I didn't realize until fucking years later that I wasn't even using falsetto. So, and yeah, that was quite the realization. The timeline is who knows, but that's the order of events. I mean, and if you want to know how I realized I wasn't using falsetto, it was because I got to falsetto one time and I was like, holy fuck, that's what's going on. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Fucking I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on call. Or, well, like, go up to it. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Like, it's so different. It is so different accessing falsetto now. And I mean, literally, it feels so much different because I have to strain way harder to get that high. Whereas when I was like, you know, when I had my voice, the voice I had prior to losing it, reversing course, falsetto was fucking easy, man. It was so fucking easy. And I didn't have to strain, I didn't have to do anything. I mean, to go really high, I definitely had to. Well, I mean, that's a complicated story right there. Anyway, so yeah, falsetto on record. It would have been so, like, I'm looking back at this now. It would have been so damn cool to have all the times that I've been able to access falsetto, like, so briefly on record, just to be able to hear the progression of the tone, because like the not the time before last, but I believe it was the time before the last time where yeah, it was the time before the last time the falsetto that I was able to make was so quiet. It was so damn quiet. And I mean, and what you just heard on record here, that falsetto, that's all I can do, or all I could do in that moment. So I couldn't go louder. I can't go quieter. I can change pitch on, like, a little bit. Yeah, I can change pitch a little bit, but it's so volatile. It's crazy. So, and you know, if this is, I guess this is something this is something that I'll have to actually touch upon in a new paper, where it should be understood that when you have very little VE, the tendency is to go up and down. Like, it's not, you can't keep a steady note. You can't. Just because of the way that the energy collects on itself, compacts on itself, and et cetera, right? So, yeah, this is pretty neat. This is pretty neat. Fuck, I wish I could remember exactly the order of events. I know for a fact, I was, like, let's just go over this again, because I'd like to be clear what I'm not, what's more vague than fact going on right now. I know for a fact it took me forever, like years and years and years, to realize that the head voice that I'd been accessing wasn't falsetto. Yeah, no, I know that for sure. I know that for certain, because when I bet you anything. Let's kind of walk back a little bit. That last statement that I made, it wasn't so much that there's no way that's true. It wasn't that I hit falsetto at one point and then that convinced me that it wasn't falsetto, that head voice wasn't falsetto. It must have been that, well, how else would I have realized it wasn't falsetto, though? How else would I have figured that out? Because like if I do head voice and I go up high, it sounds like falsetto. It does. Like here. Like that sounds falsetto. That really does. But the truth of it is, it isn't. But it sure does, because my tone is terrible. Absolutely terrible and thin, so it sounds like it's falsetto. Yeah, no, that must have been why. That must have been why. Fuck, eh? Anyway, putting that aside, so we're here. Oh, man. I can't get over the fact that I'd probably have to do another, like, I said to Mom, I said it would probably take another 800 dream walking sessions to get my voice back to how strong it was before I lost it. Like, maybe 800 sessions. And the more I think about it, the more I realize, yeah, that's pretty realistic. That's pretty fucking realistic. Fuck, man. That's depressing. Because there's no way I'm going to live that long.